Looks like I'm gonna have some extra help today. I'm gonna do spider webs on the nails. Let's get started. I'm starting with gel polish and matte finish. If you don't have matte polish, take your gel polish and put a top coat on if you like, and then buff it with a buffer, and that'll take all the shine away, and sort of a hack for matte polish. And then I'm gonna take some mica. I'm gonna take purple, and I'm gonna work with green, of course, because Halloween, and white. I'll show you what I'll do with the white. Now I'm gonna work with my top coat, and I'm gonna take a dot of my clear top coat. Make sure it's top coat. I'm gonna put 2 down here. Okay, and then the secret to this design is pigment, whatever you want to use for your pigment, and the brush. This really is the secret for spider webs, to make nice, dainty spider webs. So you want a nice pigment to work with, and a good, tiny brush. Okay, see the 2 colors I've got going here? Now I'm going to take a little tiny bit of white to mix in with the green to make it sort of pop a little bit more. The purple pops pretty good. And the green I might not have to. I'm just going to throw it in there to see what it does. You don't need much. They're just going to be little spider lines. And I'm going to mix that pigment into the top coat of purple. I know there's something satisfying about mixing color together, isn't it? It's kind of mesmerizing. I like it, especially when you're mixing different colors together and you're swirling them together. Nice. Okay. So like the trick is in the brush. Oh, you're back. Maybe she is going to help me after all. I'm going to get this nice fine brush. You want a nice detailed brush. Now, one thing you do want to make sure is you have a nice little bunch of alcohol nearby, and even have a gel brush just in case you want to clean up any little edge. So what I'm starting with is 2 coats of black, 1 coat of matte, and it's all cured, ready to go. Obviously you can leave that, it looks really pretty. I love matte black, especially for Halloween. So I'm gonna get this brush ready. And like I said, you've got your brush ready, your gel brush, and your alcohol, just in case you want to clean up any edges. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the thumb actually. So I'm just gonna get my brush saturated. This is where the tininess comes in. Oh, actually, I chose the wrong brush. I was doing this for my cuticles. I meant to grab this one. It's more like a line. There's a couple brushes in here that are like for line, and I'll explain that. So you want a brush that can create long lines. And the reason being is when you are brushing it across, you want a long brush to carry that paint right through to get a nice thin line. I'll show you. Okay, so this is the brush that I want. Don't eat that. Don't eat that. Don't eat that. Okay, so I'm going to saturate that brush. It's all in the brush, really. It's all in the brush and the pigment that you're using. And then just study some lines of, there's lots of spider web lines you can follow. I am going to start in the corner here, and I'm going to start with my first line. See that? Now this is really deep. I'm hoping you can see it. Because the polish is matte and this is going to remain shiny, hopefully you'll see the difference in the contrast as well. I'm going with a really deep purple because I want to be able to have that intensity. So I'm hoping that you can see that. And then I'm going to create another long line right down the nail. And then I'm going to create another long line. I always start with my lines first, vertical lines this way. Oh, got a little bit of polish there. I'm happy with that. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the swoop. And what you want to do is you want to do just a swoop in there. And you can do them as close or not so close, just depending on your style. I'm going to go this way on this one. Swoop in. You want to take from one line and swoop to the next line. looks good when they're not even, when they don't line up together. Have you ever looked at a spider web? They're not really even. Sometimes you can even go over the main line. And don't forget that little side. Go swoop, swoop. See that? That's cute. I like that. You can see, I'm just going to get that a nuke. Now you can see how the contrast between the matte, you can do it all shiny and you can top coat the whole thing if you like, but because you're mixing this with top coat, you don't need to top coat it. Okay, once you have cured it, that's cured now. You're ready to go. You're ready to go out for Halloween. I've got one more thing I want to show you. We're just going to, before I take the final photo, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest for the photo, but I just want to show you this too. Just going to show you the green color before I show you the other design. Now, it wasn't really bad with just the green. I tried it earlier, but mixing it with a little bit of white just gives it a little bit of pop so you can see it a little bit better. The green's really pretty too. I like that. Okay, so let me just show you. I'm going to spice up this, give it a little bit of glimmer, a little bit of glam. I love this stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to pick one of these nails and I'm going to just do a thin coat of top coat. Don't do it thick. And just to spice up this design, give it some glamour, you're going to pour the twinkle sprinkle on top and turn the nail a little so you get it everywhere. Yeah, you got this little catch-all dish. Don't worry about that. That's going to be okay because we're going to pour it right back in there. Now, whenever I do this design, I absolutely love it. I'm going to turn it over, tap the loose ones off. Now, when I do this design, I just make sure that all the beads are happy and they're not on the outside. If they're on the outside a little bit, they can catch on things and be a little bit annoying. And it can also alter the shape of what you've done. And I picked this stiletto long because I think it's very suiting for Halloween. Coffin also suits. And I just take my cuticle stick and just make sure it's maintaining and the little beads are staying within the shape that I've created. Not if it flows over to the side of the nails, it doesn't do it even if it did, it's kind of like dots on the side and it takes away the elegant shape that you've created. So if I just pick that up a little bit, hit them and so they're staying in, and it goes for the cuticle as well. Don't have any dangling over the edge of the cuticle. Okay, once I'm pretty happy with where every bead is, then I'm quickly going to nuke it, but I'm going to take this one off because I'm not so sure about that green one. I'll redo that later in the final design. Oh, I love the twinkle sprinkle. It's one of my favorite. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest, and then we can take a look at the final design. Really like the contrast between the matte and the shiny, and I love the twinkle sprinkle. You know, over the years, I've done a lot of videos. I think we have over 400 now, right, Cameraman?
450.
Wow. In those videos, we do have quite a few Halloween videos. We've actually made a playlist out of it. If you'd like to see some, check it out.